Chancellor and the Californians, class of 2018, we are honored to welcome you to the 2018 commencement ceremony in beautiful California Memorial Stadium. Before the ceremony begins today, I would like to remind everyone of the principles of civility that guide life on the Berkeley campus. Commencement is the time to honor the sesquicentennial graduates of the class of 2018 and to recognize family and friends for their role in bringing about this happy occasion. It is a time that should be exempt from any partisan displays or related disruption. We ask that participants and audience members honor that tradition by allowing all those present to fully enjoy this ceremony. Please do not engage in any actions that disrupt the event, block another's view, or prevent any speaker from being heard. Individuals violating these rules may be asked to leave and may face police intervention and/or student conduct sanctions. Thank you for your cooperation. And now, parents, family members, friends, and alumni, please join me in welcoming the graduate class of 2018, who will be led by Stephen Sutton, Interim Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs. And now, from the North Tunnel, please welcome the graduates of the Berkeley class of 2018. Graduates, please clear the center aisle. Graduates, please clear the center aisle. Graduates, please find your seats and clear the center aisle. Graduates, please find your seats and clear the center aisle. And now, from the 50-yard line, please welcome our stage party, the Californians, class of 2018, the student award recipients, and our commencement performers. our distinguished faculty, who will be led by Executive Vice Chancellor and Provost Paul Alvisotos, who carries the Berkeley Mace, a symbol of authority. They will be followed by the official stage party. Ladies and gentlemen, the academic procession and the official party. Please welcome Carl Bello, who will sing our national anthem. Please rise if you are able and remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Carl. Now, please welcome with great warmness the 11th Chancellor of the University of California, Berkeley, Carol T. Christ.
Proud parents, grandparents, brothers and sisters, children, aunts and uncles, cousins and friends of our graduates, welcome to UC Berkeley. Welcome also to the dedicated faculty, staff, alumni, and honored guests joining us today. And welcome especially to the class of 2018. As Berkeley's 11th Chancellor, it's my great honor and pleasure to preside over the celebration of this year's graduating class on such a beautiful morning on our campus. Members of the class of 2018, you have long anticipated this day, some with eagerness, some with anxiety, and many, I'm sure, with a complicated mix of emotions. But whatever else you are feeling today, I hope you hold a keen sense of accomplishment. Today, through your passion and your diligence, you have reached a great milestone. You now join and renew the long line of alumni reaching back 150 years. Your lives are forever intertwined with this great university. Today, you become one of nearly 500,000 living alumni worldwide who proudly call themselves Berkeley graduates. Everyone here has traveled a distinctive path to arrive at today's ceremony. Some of you are the first in your family to graduate from college. Others are fourth-generation Golden Bears. Whether you've come to Berkeley from near or far, from one of our local Bay Area communities, or from another country around the world, today's event holds special significance for all of you. While the entire Cal community is proud of your achievements, today, no one is prouder than those who have stood by you with their understanding, love, and support. Graduates, please join me in thanking your families, partners, children, friends, and mentors, everyone who helped pave the way for your arrival at one of life's great crossroads. We have a long ceremony today, and I'll be speaking to you more formally later on. So with that, I would like to begin our celebration with the awarding of several of the campus's most important honors. Each year, we honor our finest teachers by awarding them the Distinguished Teaching Award through a very rigorous competition. The recipients of this award are truly great and inspired teachers. It's my pleasure to announce to you this year's Distinguished Teaching Award recipients. Please rise when I call your name. Ruby Mendoza Denton. Panos Patatukas. As well as two of you who are unable to join us today, John De Niro and Mary Kelsey. Please join me in recognizing these outstanding teachers. It gives me great pleasure to acknowledge awards to some of our very many outstanding graduates. Please rise when I call your name. The Jake Gimbel Prize is awarded to two students this year, Natan Wugrinski Simchek, men's crew, and Nicholas Hamilton, men's basketball. The Anna Espen Shade Pride goes to TNF Beach Volleyball. The highest honor the university can give to a student is the University Medal. The following students are the University Medal finalists. Please come forward for your certificate. The University Medal finalists are Morvarid Mendizada, congratulations, astonishing student. William Haymore Sandholz. Congratulations. Congratulations. Alyssa R. Stover. Congratulations, wonderful achievements. And Sahil Chinoy, who is unable to join us today. Let's give them all a warm round of applause. It now gives me great pleasure to present the University Medal to the most distinguished graduating senior on the Berkeley campus, Freya Ekman. Freya Ekman, UC Berkeley's top graduating senior, is graduating in chemical biology with a near perfect GPA of 3.99. Freya has taken advantage of many opportunities at Cal. As a sophomore, she started an undergraduate position, research position in the lab of David Schaefer, a professor of chemical and biomedical engineering. There she used CRISPR-Cas9 gene editing techniques to treat mice with ALS, a progressive disease that destroys motor neurons, and Huntington's disease, a fatal genetic disorder that destroys brain cells. The following summer, She interned with a pharmaceutical company where the techniques she created were key to an experimental gene therapy treating hemophilia. She's volunteered in rural Honduras, where she helped villagers deal with water pollution, sewage, and chronic illness. She also joined Best Buddies, where she built friendships with people who have intellectual and developmental disabilities. These accomplishments earned Freya a Gates Cambridge Scholarship, which will take her to the University of Cambridge in England to embark on a graduate degree in translational biomedical research. I hope she'll consider coming back to Berkeley for her postdoctoral work or as a faculty member, or maybe even to speak at another commencement once she's received her Nobel Prize. Freya Ekman, it's my honor to bestow upon you the University Medal for the year 2018. Congratulations. And now I invite Freya to share a few words with us.
Thank you, Chancellor. Welcome, friends, family, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2018. I feel humbled and honored to stand here today. It's funny, this moment right now reminds me a lot of my first day here at Berkeley. Of course, there are slightly more people watching, and I'm arguably a little bit taller. Of course, I do have a tendency to round out that last half an inch, so who knows? Regardless, my hands are just as clammy as they were 4 years ago. I remember sprinting to Chem 1A with my backpack flopping back and forth behind me, filled with far more books than you could ever need on your first day. When I was reflecting on this moment, I couldn't quite fathom why I ran so quickly that day. In fact, I now know it only takes 5 minutes to walk from Donnell to Pimentel. And there was absolutely no need to run. But now I understand why I ran so quickly that day. Coming into Berkeley, I had a dream of achieving extraordinary goals. And I had some gleaming hope that Professor Arnold, that very first day of Chem 1A, would provide me all the answers to solving my goals. Unfortunately, syllabus day of Chem 1A did not provide those answers. No offense, Professor Arnold. Although, you did help me find my one true love here at Berkeley, chemistry, a subject that has changed my life so profoundly. But throughout my freshman year, as I fell more and more in love with drawing those funny-looking hexagons and pentagons, I began to lose sight of who I was. I became obsessed with what I thought was success, like getting a standard deviation above the mean on that midterm, or landing that widely acclaimed internship. I lived in constant fear that I wasn't going to make the cut. Success was a resume, and I had fully ascribed to it. I left Berkeley at the end of that year feeling hollow and empty. It wasn't until I spent time with my family that summer that I began to see things more clearly. My brother was born with a unique hand of genetic cards. In fact, mathematically, he is 1 in 2.7 million. And he is exactly just that, 1 in a million. Far stronger and far more resilient than any of the other 2,699,999 people. He has drafted his own definition of success in life, a definition composed of spreading infinite joy to those around him and appreciating life's everyday tiny details. He forced me to reframe my experience here at Berkeley. When I returned, I started becoming more aware of the small things that I encountered every day. That GBC cashier that took that extra minute to wish you a good day. That warm Berkeley sun sitting on the glade watching people play Quidditch, a sport I still can't quite grasp my head around. That classmate you always thought was a little extra cute who smiled on your way out of class. Those roommates who listened to you practice your commencement speech 100 times over. I began to notice these small moments in my academic life as well. Despite the media's glorified portrayal of scientific discovery, research is a gradual process, filled with failure. You can spend weeks in the lab prepping DNA and packaging virus, only to begin an experiment. An experiment that might fail the first 3 times around. At first, I was frustrated by these seemingly mundane and insignificant tasks, constantly caught in a crippling fear of the failure of the larger study. However, as I began to focus more on these everyday experiments, treating each mini prep as important as the last, this fear began to disappear. In fact, it was the optimization of these smaller experiments that ultimately led to the overall success of a study. Berkeley has taught me these lessons time and time again. However, perhaps the most substantial one was when I joined Best Buddies, an organization committed to forming one-on-one friendships with people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. The friendships that I have formed there have brought intense vibrancy into my life. This is why it pains me so much to see that these members of society are being ostracized and diminished. They, and many others, are constantly being barred from healthcare, education, and legal representation. An exclusionary stigma that will be the legacy of our generation. So we must ask ourselves, is this what we want to be known for? At a Best Buddies hangout this past March, one of my buddies told me that she was applying for a job at Safeway in Oakland. She wanted to tell me how much she prepared for the interview and how badly she wanted the job. The next time I saw her, she didn't mention it, so I didn't ask how it went. A couple of weeks ago, at our very last hangout, she ran up to me with the widest smile I have ever seen and told me that she had just finished her very first day the day before. She was so proud, as was I. She knew that she could take on this job. She knew that she could thrive, if only she was given the chance. This was an opportunity for her to show that while others may think she's small, she can contribute value to society, that she shouldn't live within the limits that others have set on her, that while these accomplishments are often belittled, they are vital. Now here we are, degrees in hand and half an inch taller. 4 years ago, I thought success was manifested in resume-worthy accomplishments. Today, I'm convinced it's not. This definition of success leads to the fear of failure and blinds us from finding joy in the small things, the extraordinary qualities in our everyday. Perhaps we could all find more success if we wished that GBC cashier a good day back, or said hi to that cute classmate. We leave here today with a unique toolbox of knowledge, and it is now our choice how we want to succeed. Fiat lux, my friends, and go Bears!
Now welcome Sienna Graze, Kate Song, and Daniel Rosales, class of 2018 Gift Committee, with a special presentation to the university. Sienna?
More than 140 years ago, the graduating class began the tradition of the senior gift by donating $48.10 for textbooks. Over the decades, this tradition has evolved, with classes donating everything from the California Victory Cannon to fountains across campus, even a bridge over Strawberry Creek. It is our honor as representatives of Cal Student Philanthropy to continue this tradition with the presentation of the class of 2018's senior gift.
Today, the tradition of the senior gift is a little different. Rather than donating to one project, graduating seniors take time to reflect on the programs, departments, organizations, and opportunities that built their Berkeley experience, and then give back directly to what influenced them. Over 1,400 seniors donated to all corners of the campus, leaving an impact on hundreds of organizations, dozens of programs, and countless departments. Together, we raise money that will directly improve the Berkeley experience for thousands of students. Whatever your reason for giving, thank you for doing your part to help future Golden Bears.
It is our privilege to announce that our class donated $72,979 to directly enhance and improve the lives of students to come. On behalf of the class of 2018, we present this symbolic check. Thank you, and go Bears!
A great big thank you to the Senior Class Gift Committee and the class of 2018. It gives me great pleasure to accept this gift on behalf of the university. It will always remind me of your spirit and your generosity. Thank you.
Hello, graduates, family, and friends. Thank you for being here on this special day. My name is Jessica Lee Ho, and I am the class of 2018 senior class president. This year, the Senior Class Council of the Californians planned a variety of events, from Senior Week to Senior Formal, in hopes of unifying and connecting our class. Today, we are here to celebrate our accomplishments and growth. Unfortunately, U.S. Senator Kamala Harris will not be joining us. However, I am grateful to have our very own first female chancellor share her words of wisdom with us. Carol Teka Chris became UC Berkeley's 11th chancellor in 2017. A celebrated scholar of Victorian literature, Chris is well known as an advocate for quality, accessible public higher education, and the value of a broad education and women's issues and diversity on college campuses. Chris joined Berkeley's English department in 1970 and was a professor and administrator for more than 3 decades, including serving as department chair, dean of the humanities, and provost of the College of Letters and Science. From 1994 to 2000, she was the university's executive vice chancellor and provost. As a top academic officer, she strengthened many top-rated departments in the humanities and sciences, and advanced major initiatives in areas including neuroscience and bioengineering. From 2002 and 2013, Chris served as president of Smith College, one of the country's most distinguished liberal arts colleges. Among many accomplishments, she supervised the development of the nation's only accredited engineering program at a women's college and led planning efforts to improve its academic and financial models within the context of changing trends in higher education. Chris returned to Berkeley in 2015 to direct the Center for Studies in Higher Education. She was appointed interim Executive Vice Chancellor and Provost in April 2016 before being named Chancellor. She has played an instrumental role in stabilizing Berkeley's budget, confronting sexual violence and sexual harassment on campus, and creating a long-term plan for housing students and scholars. Chancellor Chris, I welcome you to the podium.
Thank you, Jessica, for that kind introduction. It was not my intention to be your commencement speaker this morning, and you're no doubt looking forward to having one of California's brightest legal and political minds, United States Senator Kamala Harris, to share her wisdom with you today. I'm sorry she could not be here, but I understand her decision not to attend this ceremony as the University of California continues important contract negotiations with one of its labor unions. The staff that this union represents are essential to student life and to the operation of the university, and I very much hope that negotiations may yet be fruitful. In Senator Harris's stead, as your Chancellor, it's my great honor to formally address the UC Berkeley graduating class of 2018. Graduates, today is both an ending and a beginning. The two names often given to this morning's ceremony, commencement and graduation, capture its Janus-like quality. As you may recall, the ancient Roman god of gates, transitions, and passages, is often portrayed with two faces, looking backward and forward, just as you do at this moment. Your future and the promise, the potential, the different trajectories, the many storylines that will come with it lie open ahead of you. At the same time, today also marks a conclusion to one of the dominant arcs of your life. For most of you, this is the end of your time in a system of education that has set the rhythm of your days and years for nearly 2 decades. More immediately, it marks the end of a period of your life tied immediately to Berkeley. The college years, in contrast to many other periods of our lives, have a special self-contained quality. You share a distinctive place with your classmates for a set number of years, marked by rituals as minor as morning study sessions in Doe Library or afternoon coffee dates at Cafe Strata, or as consuming as the weekend's worth of festivities that surround the annual big game. You share these rituals with generations of students who have graduated before you. But for all the similarity that this gives your college experience to that of previous students, your Berkeley is also colored by the particular events that took place both here and in the world during your time on campus. Events that guided your class discussions, that you and your friends debated until late into the night, and may have shaped the decisions you made with regard to courseworks, internships, or even your major. Your Berkeley, the years that you have been on campus, have been marked by momentous change in the world. You saw the rise of the strongest woman candidate for president in US history, ultimately delivered a stunning defeat in an election that upended American politics. You saw important demands for justice and equality in the Black Lives Matter movement, as it challenged intellectual racism in law enforcement, and as the Me Too movement toppled abusive men and positions of power and looked to right historical wrongs. Yet you also saw major setbacks as disdain for immigrants and refugees took hold here and around the world, and as fear and hatred of the other became a dominant theme in many countries' national politics. In your time, catastrophic natural disasters, from monsoons in South Asia to a hurricane in Puerto Rico to wildfires up and down the California coast, have motivated national discussions about wealth, privilege, and our country's responsibility to aid victims and help rebuild communities, not to mention debates about science and climate change. A host of man-made disasters, too, including acts of terror and numerous mass shootings, have renewed disputes about gun rights and seen thousands take to the streets in protest against gun laws. While you've been at Berkeley, concerns about cybersecurity, changes in the media we consume, and questions about privacy rights have asked us to reconsider our relationships to now ubiquitous technology and modes of communication. Many of these historic events and the intense discussion of responsibilities, rights, and privileges that come with them have had their analogs here on this campus. It's a defining quality of those at Berkeley that you do not sit idly by when you see injustice, whether in the larger world or more locally. You reflect on the issues at hand, consider solutions, and confront problems in all their complexity and with all their deep and enduring difficulty. As surely as this institution has left its mark on you, you've left your mark on Berkeley. When you saw the need for change at our institution, you seized it, and our university is richer and better for your efforts. It was your classmates in the Black Student Union who were behind the creation of the Fannie Lou Hamer Resource Center, and the ones who helped craft the African American Initiative, which is now working to improve our campus climate for Black students at Berkeley. It was the work of survivors and student advocates among you who in 2016 and 2017 helped this university critically examine its policies and procedures for handling cases of sexual assault and harassment and take up the process of improving them. You modeled strength and resolve in support of our undocumented student population, even as these students were villainized by the leaders of our country and threatened by anonymous chalkings and posters on campus. In 2014, you celebrated the 50th anniversary of the free speech movement. Then this past year saw Berkeley cast in the national spotlight as we endeavored to navigate a new free speech debate about how best to reconcile maintaining a sense of community alongside a belief in the university's role as a public forum open to speakers even whose views we may find abhorrent. Last February, you helped clean up the mess, literally, left by rioters in the wake of Milo Yiannopoulos' appearance. as well as joined us this past fall in efforts to use dialogue, not violence, to bridge the partisan divide. As raw and difficult as these processes have sometimes felt, they vividly show how social change happens. I do not believe that Berkeley is truly a bubble, as it's often called, but I do feel that in this campus, we share a small and bounded world that each of us can influence, shape, and make different by what we do and say, just as we are influenced, shaped, and made different by the words and deeds of others. Complex and thorny issues are not solved by dictate. They reach conclusions through the willing engagement of a diverse, thoughtful, and open-minded community. Now, however, at this point of transition, what has become your Berkeley becomes part of your history. Now you find yourselves on the cusp of life after college, a phrase I often imagine in all capital letters, at a time when much of broader society seems to be broken down by mistrust, resentment, and fear. As I've seen in working with members of your class, you are already exercising your capacity to make a difference. And even as some of you will want to pursue lives of large public ambition, others may not. Remember that the cumulative power of unhistoric acts can still strongly shape the world we inhabit. In 2002, after spending my entire academic career as a professor of English and administrator at Berkeley, I underwent one of the most significant transitions of my own when I moved to Massachusetts to become the president of Smith College. As I was preparing for that move, I spent weeks physically packing 30 years of my life into boxes, but I also thought a lot about the essential learnings and knowledge I would bring to Smith and what, in my experience, I would leave behind in the past. As you walk through campus for your last time as a student, as you take a well-deserved post-commencement toast, and as you pack away your clothes into suitcases, I'd like you to think about what lessons, experiences, and memories you will take, and what you will leave here. I hope you will leave behind midterms, paper deadlines, finals, and anxiety about grades. You may wish to leave behind 8 a.m. classes and the jittery feeling of too little sleep and too much coffee. Imagine that you'll happily leave behind the many Cal messages you receive in your inbox. And I wonder how many among you will sigh at the thought of not being approached by flowering students on Sproul. I'm afraid you'll have to abandon the notion that arriving 10 minutes after the hour is considered on time. So prepare yourself for that adjustment. But what will you take from Berkeley? What are the great lessons, the qualities of character that you wish to carry forward in your life? I have a list of hopes for you myself. I hope you'll take the capacity for empathy, for understanding perspectives different from your own, which Berkeley has tried to instill in you through its liberal arts curriculum. Especially now, we all need the humility that helps us realize things may look different through the lens of a different experience, as well as the willingness to learn from that difference. I hope you'll take the ability to voice what it is you believe, even when you know others may not share your perspective. Do this without wedding disagreement to disrespect on your own part or that of others. I hope you'll take with you a sense of confidence in your own abilities, and powers. In whatever sphere you choose to live and work, you have much to contribute. Belief in yourself is the foundation of leadership. I'll hope you take with you the capacity for moral reasoning, the ethical judgment you'll need to exercise in many areas of your life. Let it become your lodestar as you navigate a tumultuous time. Finally, I hope you take from Berkeley a sense of public responsibility. I'm immensely proud and grateful for the hard work and the sacrifices that you and your families have made to bring you to this moment. Yet a Berkeley degree is also a privilege, and with it comes the responsibility of using your education to contribute to a society that needs your energy, your intelligence, and your help. Today, as generations in your family come together, you will be the center, the pivot point of it all. As you look back at the experiences you've had, as you reflect on the ways in which you and others have shaped your world and your worldview, and as you look forward to what the bright, breathtaking, and sometimes daunting future will hold. May the education you've received here serve not just your lives, but your society well. May your years ahead be richly rewarding and fulfilling, and may you enjoy much happiness. Though I will not say that this is your world to save, it is yours to shape, alongside many others, in the long but persistent march towards progress. Congratulations and good luck. Fiat Lux and go Bears.
Please welcome the Odds, a band made up entirely of members of the class of 2018. Honored guests, the Odds.
Just survive. You will see me thrive. Can write my story. I'm beyond the archetype. I won't just conform, no matter how you shape my core. 'Cause my roots, they run deep. Negotiate. I'll fight it. I will transform. When the fire's at my feet again, and the vultures all start circling, they're whispering, you're out of time, but still I rise. There is no mistake, no accident. When you think the final nail is in, think again. Don't be surprised, I will still rise. I must stay conscious through the madness and chaos, so I call on my angels, they say. Oh yeah, so little faith, don't doubt it, don't doubt it. Victory is in my veins, you know it, and you will not negotiate. Just fight it, and be transformed. Ooh, no. negotiate. You're out of time, but still I rise, rise, rise. You're out of time, but still we rise.
And now, will all candidates for degrees in course please rise for the conferring of degrees by Chancellor Christ. And please be aware that the cannon will sound after the Chancellor's remarks.
Now's the moment that you've been waiting for. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the President of the University of California, I grant you the degrees of Doctor of Philosophy, Master of Arts, Master of Science, Bachelor of Arts, and Bachelor of Science. Congratulations, graduates! You may now move your tassels from the right to the left side. Please remain standing as the senior members of the Men's and Women's Chorale lead us to In Hail to California, the university's alma mater.
I want to thank the rally committee for the banner, the cannon, and the card section right behind you. Thank you again for attending the class of 2018 commencement ceremony. Congratulations to the graduates and their families. Graduates, please recess to meet your families near the campanile. Guests, please remain in your seats until the recessional has been completed, and join your graduates near the campanile and memorial glade. We wish you all a pleasant and safe afternoon, and go Bears.
So we talked all night about the rest of our lives, where we're gonna be when we turn 25. I keep thinking times will never change. Keep on thinking things will always be the same. When we leave this year, we won't be coming back. No more hanging out, cause we're on a different track. And if you got something that you need to say, you better say it right now, cause you don't have another day. Cause we're moving on and we can't slow down. These memories are playing like a film without sound. And I keep thinking of that night in June. I didn't know much of love, but it came too soon. And it was me and you, and then we got real blue. Stay at home talking on the telephone, and we would get so excited and we'd get so scared, laughing at ourselves, thinking life's not fair. And this is how it feels. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change from whatever, we will still be friends forever. So if we get the big jobs and we make the big money, when we look back now, will our jokes still be funny? Will we still remember everything we learned in school? Still be trying to break every single rule? Will little brainy Bobby be the stockbroker man? Can he ever find a job that won't interfere with pretend? I keep thinking that it's not goodbye. Keep on thinking it's our time to fly. And this is how it feels. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change from whatever, we will still be friends forever. Friends forever. Will we think about tomorrow like we think about now? Can we survive it out there? Can we make it somehow? I guess I thought that this would never end, and suddenly it's like we're women and men. Will the past be a shadow that will follow us round? Will these memories fade when I leave this town? I keep thinking that it's not goodbye. I keep on thinking it's our time to fly. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change from whatever, we will still be
Oh, don't you dare look back, just keep your eyes on me. I said you're holding back. She said shut up and dance with me. This woman is my destiny. She said ooh, shut up and dance with me. We were victims of the night, the chemical, physical kryptonite. Help us to the base and the fading light. Oh, we were bound to get together, bound to get together. She took my arm, I don't know how it happened. We took the floor and she said, oh, don't you dare look back, just keep your eyes on me. I said you're holding back. She said shut up and dance with me. This woman is my destiny. She said ooh, shut up and dance with me. A backless dress and some beat up sneaks. My discotheque, Juliet, teenage dream. I felt it in my chest as she looked at me. I knew we were bound to be together, bound to be together. She took my arm, I don't know how it happened. We took the floor and she said, oh, don't you dare look back, just keep your eyes on me. I said you're holding back. She said shut up and dance with me. This woman is my destiny. She said ooh, shut up and dance with me. Oh, come on, girl. Deep in her eyes, I think I see the future. I realize this is my last chance. She took my arm, I don't know how it happened. We took the floor and she said, oh, don't you dare look back,